580, welcome to week 7. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Before we jump into week 7, a couple quick things. I'm a little behind on grading. This past week we had a bout of non-COVID colds go through our house, and so that put me a little bit behind on grading, but I'm hoping to catch back up today and tomorrow, so that way all the grading is up to date. The annotated bibliographies, I graded the first set. I've already looked at the second set. I haven't graded them yet. They look great. The only feedback I had to most people was that just be careful when you're doing literature review for a project like this. You do want your sources to be within 5 years because you need current information. Now, on your project, you can use more sources than that, but for the lit review, that's really where they focus. But that's not a huge deal. And the varied diversity of the sources were great. And I felt bad that I didn't have more critical feedback, actually, but you guys killed it. You did a great job. So keep up that great work. I'm really excited to see where the final project goes for this course. And then moving on towards, the last 8 weeks of your journey here with Concordia. So that being said, let's jump into week 7. If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. And that specific quote was from Marty McFly in Back to the Future. I'm sure there were quotes very similar to that in a lot of books and movies, but that one stuck out to me. And I just love the idea of the human condition of perseverance. It really is impressive. And it's important to remember that the decision to do something, to start something, can be much, much harder than actually the task of doing it. You go to the Bible and, putting your foot in the river to stop it is a harder decision than just being in the river. So I hope you guys have decided that it was worth your time and effort to go on this journey, and I'm glad we're finishing strong. So let's get into it. This week and next week, look a little bare because you are going to be spending most of your time working on your final project. So there's no text, articles, or videos. Once again, there is the capstone examples if you need to look at those. There are 2 discussion posts this week, and so don't fall behind on those. The discussion is so rich. You guys do a great job of not just agreeing with each other or disagreeing, but actually asking questions and pushing each other. So there's a short video on designing a qualitative survey. It's only 4.5 minutes. It's not a bad watch for sure. And then after watching that, discuss 4 or 5 preliminary survey questions. Make sure your survey produces qualitative information. Post your initial response no later than Thursday, and then 2 responses on Sunday. If you have any questions, you guys have been really good at reaching out, so keep doing that. And then discussion question 2 is all about chapter 3. Share it with the discussion board, so upload it as a Word. Actually, I still say uploading it as a PDF is a much cleaner view. No formatting changes, and in Google Docs you can save as PDF. And if you need help with that, just reach out to me. I believe there's also a video way down on all those tips and tricks videos that shows that as well. So pick 2 peers posts. Let them know that you've chosen their paper. You're self-assigning essentially. Please try to choose a peer that doesn't already have someone signed up for it or doesn't have 2, and then give some feedback. That's really helpful to each other because you're going to comment with positive feedback, constructive criticism in the text box, and give them feedback on what to change, how to make it better. And when you're receiving that feedback, don't take it personal. Sometimes it's hard to get feedback, but actually take it as someone trying to help you. And it's just going to make it so much stronger. So assignments for this week, we have the 2 discussion questions, and here's the big ones starting on the exploratory capstone project proposal. So we'll jump right into that. Next week, you have 1 discussion question and then that proposal. So let's take a look. For being such a big proposal, it's not there's not a giant rubric because you guys have been doing this all week. That's all class. That's how this class is designed, is to split this work up over 2 8-week courses, so it's not just this big, hard elephant to tackle, right? And so you're going to take a look at the handbook, and a lot of this is formatting. So submit your revised and formatted proposal to Blackboard for your final grade. Here's what you need to include. And just side note, you'll complete 2 and 4 in 605, and then the entire project gets submitted at the end of that. As of right now, you are stuck with me for 605 as well, so we will complete this journey together. So a title page, Chapter 1, Problem and Purpose, that's 3 to 5 pages. Chapter 2, and use leveled subheadings from your annotated bibliography. It just helps, it helps organize it, right? And always this little sidebar here, document outline, as you use headers, it's actually going to put those over there, so it's much easier to navigate your paper as you're working on it. Chapter 3 is the methods, once again 4 to 6 pages. There's those 16 references and appendices, it can just be the heading because that's going to be done during 605. So when you look at the rubric, I like this rubric because it's only 4 areas, and so it really cuts down. Sometimes rubrics can get really big. Revision and formatting. I'm going to say this over and over again. If you've not been using Grammarly, this is a great time to start. That is really going to help pick up on formatting and tone and all of that good stuff. And be sure to look at that handbook. It gives all the template guides in there as well. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. So all of those are going to be kind of its own section, the strength of those, and then include the number of reference. This should be, guaranteed 4 points. And once again, I would say at the top, this revision formatting should be guaranteed 4 points. So then you can really take your time and look at these 3 pieces to make sure it's everything you need. As usual, please reach out. Once again, this class has been really good. There's been a lot of emailing back and forth, and I love that because that means you have questions that are getting answered. As always, if you need anything, please let me know. I hope you have a great week.